I would definitely describe myself as an adrenaline junkie, yeah. Another ambition of mine is to do some sort of extreme, beyond boundaries, Bear Grylls style adventure. Oh, I love my early starts, yeah. My job as a personal trainer, yeah, it requires a lot of early starts. So I usually try and get a bit of training for a 6:30 client. Yeah, love it, especially down here in this weather. I'm just about to go for a swim down at Boscombe Beach because I'm training for an event that I've got coming up in July, which is peer-to-peer, which is about 1.5 miles long. I was born with a condition in my right leg. Vascular deficiency in the femur didn't develop properly, the kneecap and the knee joint didn't develop properly, the hip joint didn't develop properly, and the muscle structure there as well. The condition got worse. By the time I was 12, 13, I was pretty sure that I wasn't happy with the leg. They offered me different surgery. I'm quite an impatient guy, I just wanted fast results. I actually was introduced to a guy called Louis, and he'd just been filming Saving Private Ryan with Steven Spielberg, and he called himself a one-legged stuntman. And he had a very similar condition to mine, had his leg amputated when he was 16. He was my first bit of inspiration, so that kind of made me realise that there was going to be a future. I could change my life around by amputating my leg. Then I had to try and persuade my parents that I wanted my leg amputated. I finally managed to persuade them by threatening them that I would cut it off myself if they didn't do it. Quite an exciting day planned. We're going to go to the lake in Ringwood and we're going to do a bit of wakeboarding, but with a bit of a twist, bit of a difference. I'm going to be wearing a suit, which is a first for me, wakeboarding with a suit on, but it'll be interesting. Then we've got a bit of a photo shoot at the end as well, so I'm looking forward to it, I'm happy. Do you know, I feel more comfortable in shorts. I feel a lot more comfortable and more confident. I'm the type of guy that I'd rather people just look and see what it is, rather than kind of trying to work out what it is, what it might be. 2012, I was involved with a Paralympic opening ceremony, performed in front of 80,000 people, including the royal family, and I got a buzz for it. It kind of all spiraled from there, really. And I was invited over to Milan and New York Fashion Week. And then this year I did London Fashion Week, which was a big one, big one. Started to know what I really want out of my leg. I started to develop different skills and different hobbies and interests that have different requirements from my prosthetic limb. The most recent one was the water leg. I had to fight quite hard and I had to wait quite a long time for this leg. If I didn't have that leg, I wouldn't be able to do the wakeboarding, I wouldn't be able to windsurf, I wouldn't be able to do stand-up paddleboarding. There's a whole lot of stuff that I wouldn't be able to do. A lot of people initially don't realise I have one leg. They see me with a limp and they say, oh, if you hurt yourself, and their second reaction is that I'm an injured soldier. Like, oh, right, where'd you lose it to? It was Afghanistan. So they always ask you questions like this, and then you have to kind of explain to them. I look at my leg as a tattoo and a part of me, you know, I use it as like a fashion accessory rather than trying to hide it. I've always had a bright leg. Even when I was a kid, I had a bright red Simpsons leg, or I had a bright green South Park leg at one point as well. You know, people knew me as the guy with the South Park leg, opening bottles of beer on the end, like at the skate park. That was kind of me, and I've always used my leg as part of me. My kind of party trick is who can drink the beers out of my leg. So I can fit 4.5 pints in my socket. I've drunk them, I've necked the whole lot. I've had 2 mates that have done it, most other people can't do it. So yeah, so that's kind of like my party trick on my leg.
When I was doing the show once, someone gave me a bottle of champagne. I then incorporated that into the show, and I've gone around the country down and different drinks out my leg. Welcome to Some People Have Too Many Legs. Woo! Hey! This isn't sort of NHS detail. This is stuff I've added to it. So normally it lights up. Let's see if that works now. Hey! There's this one as well. like black pearl lights on your leg. Yeah, you get quite a lot of attention from kids and drunk men. So welcome to my flat. I've made it into a kind of cave to cocoon me of all things good. You know, I'm not a popular sort of demographic in the world at the moment. You know, I'm a working class, queer, disabled artist, and I'm a girl, and you know, and I've had like mental health problems in the past. So if the world doesn't particularly like you, create a jumble sale in your living room, and you know, it works for me. It's nice to be in here because then it's like all them people aren't in the room with you. The reason that I decorate my leg is because I expected it to look like something out of RoboCop. I thought it was going to be really cool. And it was horrible. It just looked like something I was lending from the hospital. So I covered it in me. I basically, you know, just like covered it in glue and rolled it in my flat. And when I first got it, I had like my Doc Martens on it because I used to wear them constantly. And that felt like a sort of marker of identity. There's a photo shoot of me sat on the toilet here. It's got like a quote over the top that says, "The fight for sexual equality is not between men and women, it's between people and dickheads." And so yeah, so I've gone viral, isn't that weird? So I don't know how my mum feels about me being sat on the toilet on it. I'm sure she's very proud. I've got a show tonight, so we need to go to town. And I need to get some final props. We're in Affecks Palace, and this place has been a huge influence on me when I was a little kid. We are looking for brown teddy bears that I am going to adapt before the show. And I cut all the teddy bears' legs off, which I'm sure is cathartic in some way. And the teddy bears sit in the audience in the show, so people can cuddle one if they want to. And I think it's a nice way of introducing the humour of the show, like it's not going to be sort of precious. I think it's just interesting if people are like, "Oh my God, you can't cut the leg off a teddy bear." And it's like, well, sometimes we cut legs off humans. So I've got an app on my phone that told me that it's 3 years to the day that they cut it off. You know, having my leg off was great because it's like all of a sudden you are other. You know, there's no getting away from it. So it's like, oh, all the other things that are other about me, I might as well just embrace. You know, people have said, and I believe that like this leg looks more like me than this leg, and that's lovely. We're like 3 minutes until the show starts, and 3 minutes is how long it takes to run back. So this is my pre-show ritual. I know some people do like vocal exercises and stuff, but you know, I'm from Scan. I'm still from Scan, for God's sake, so you know, it's fine. So the show is called Some People Have Too Many Legs. There's dark bits in it, there's like bereavements, there's, you know, amputation. But there's also a dancing unicorn, there's a lot of puppets, there's, you know, a bubble machine and a dream sequence and all that sort of business. So it's slipping the amputation in there. It's doing really well, which is surprising for amputation comedy.